I'm like, I just feel so cool because this is the first time I've ever shopped at a shoe store. And the guy's like, I hope you're having fun. And I was like, I feel so bad.
Did you say,
and I was
yeah,
like,
I am.
I am having fun. I'll go back to the burbs now. He's like, hey, we have people contacting us all the time about looking for a realtor and looking to move to Richmond, Virginia. If that sounds like you, we would love to be the real estate team that helps you. All of our contact information is below the description, and we can't wait to hear from you. Hey everyone, welcome back to another local spotlight at Living in Richmond, Virginia. Today we have Marianne. Marianne, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
One of my favorites, I have always called her my creme de la creme. She's one of my core raving fans, one of my amazing past clients, and she has connected me with so many great people. So I can't wait to get your opinion and what you have to say about some things. I value it very heavily.
Okay.
So we're ready. So Marianne, tell everyone what part of Richmond that you live in.
I am in Chester. So I'm about 20 to 25 minutes from downtown Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
About 45 minutes from Short Pump.
Okay.
So that's how, like, I don't know.
That's how you kind of gauge when you explain like where you are to people. Sorry.
Exactly. Because some people know where Chester is and some people don't, because Chesterfield is huge.
Right.
So, you know, so that's where we are.
That's where you are. If you say Chesterfield, that can be, it could be there. It could be way over here. So very good.
Yeah.
What made you pick the Chester area, Marianne?
Well, we knew, a lot of it had to do with when we were considering where we wanted to move.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the consideration went into schools in the area. We were in Colonial Heights and we knew we didn't want to stay there. We weren't thrilled with the schools there. But we knew we didn't want to go like too far from where we were, because we're familiar with the area that, you know, in around Colonial Heights, and Chester wasn't that far, but it seemed like it had the homes we were looking for. We needed, you know, we outgrew our home, and a lot of the houses around us were about the same size. So it felt like we needed to go, but we didn't want to go. We like to go to Richmond, but we didn't really want to live in Richmond, in the city.
Right.
So, you know, Chester seemed like, and for a while, my husband's mom lived in Chester. So I had been there and I just liked what we were seeing. So it seemed kind of like a good, kind of easy choice. And then, of course, you found us this house. And that really, like, cinched the deal.
It was waiting for you guys.
It really felt that way.
Would you say also, Marianne, that like the location of where you're living now, because of where you guys were living before, you were pretty convenient to Ham's work, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And is he still pretty convenient, or is it a lot further away with where you're at?
No, it's good. He's still, it's still not more than 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Good.
Which I think it only changed. I think it added just a few minutes to his commute, but nothing drastic.
Good.
And the other thing that we definitely wanted that affected where we moved was we wanted a neighborhood that hopefully had kids in it. Because where we were before, we were on a busy street and it was just people much older than we were without kids, you know, and we had, at the time when we were looking, Colston was 4. So, you know, that played a big role too in the decision-making process.
Absolutely. Marianne, if you were to move anywhere in the Richmond area and money was of no object, where would you move and why?
I thought about this ahead of time, and I was like, man, this is really stumping me.
Even if you're just dreaming.
Okay, well, so it doesn't matter as far as like how close we are to Ham's job. That has no.
No, money is of no object. So it's
Okay,
literally like,
okay, anywhere in Richmond. I love like I'm really bad because I'm not super familiar with Richmond, but I do love like the old town where the houses are like, probably built in the 20s and 30s, maybe
yes.
like very like good bones, and it's just
Mhm.
like, it's not like it's close to downtown. Maybe
Yes.
like, I love Carytown. I love, that whole area. So if it was just like everything would work out perfectly,
Mhm.
I think I would love that.
Okay. And what about that area do you
Oh,
love so much?
I think it's the artist in me that's very artistic feeling to me down there. Like, even just the houses, they just have character that
Yes.
a lot of times you don't see as much, I think, with some neighborhoods that get put up really quickly, and a lot of the houses look the same. And, I love when a house has something different that kind of makes it stand out, which, I feel like in my neighborhood, our front porch is that.
Yes, it is. It is.
Because I noticed the other day, I was like, not that many houses in this neighborhood have a front porch, like a big one, like I wanted. But I love that. I love like mom and pop kind of places. And I feel like that area is very, has a lot of those to choose from, not just coffee, but, other things.
Coffee is very important to you, we know.
It is. And I love mom and pop coffee shops. So anyways, but yeah, I think that's where I would feel the most like comfortable. I mean, I don't mind. I was going to move to Short Pump years and years ago.
Really?
And to an apartment with my best friend, and it didn't work out, but I was ready. I was going to get a job out there, and I was ready to go. And then a huge life event happened and changed everything. But, it's all worked out the way it's supposed to, I think.
Exactly. Do you think being downtown, kind of in Carytown area, do you think you would enjoy the walkability? That you wouldn't have to use a car all the time?
Yes. I would love it if I could walk or ride a bike to where I want to go.
Okay.
Like, I would go car free in a minute. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, now not when it's like 100 degrees outside, but
no. I'd love to go car free, only when the weather is perfect, which is maybe 2 seasons in our entire year.
But I do like that feeling of, things are, accessible if you did want to walk, and things are fairly close, I think, but I like that aspect of it.
I think I love the idea of that. I love the idea of that. I don't have an artist in me though. I love the idea of being downtown. I thought I was like so cool. I had stopped over at a place that I just saw around Chimborazo, Oakwood area, and there is, coming through Churchill, there's like a cute little place, like it's Urban Market, and it's got like a little restaurant and like a little bar, and then they've got a little grocery store attached to it. And I felt all like, I'm so city cool. I went and parked my car, because it was easy to park, and even though my car can parallel park itself, it still makes me nervous. But there were no cars around, so I was just like, look at me parallel parking. It's like, no, that's not called parallel parking, Erin. That's just pulling into a spot. But I did it. It wasn't a parking lot. And I went in and I'm like, I just need a few things. So I'm going to go to this old urban city grocery store. And I'm just like looking around, putting things in my little basket. And I went up to the countertop, and I'm such a dork. I'm like, I just feel so cool because this is the first time I've ever shopped at a city grocery store. And the guy's like, I hope you're having fun. And I was like, I feel so bad.
Did you say,
and I was like,
I am.
I am having fun. I'll go back to the burbs now. He's like, God, please get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, that's funny. I love
But
it.
I had a good time. I had my city experience there for a
That's
second.
all that
You, on the other hand, Marianne, you could totally blend in and nobody would, and you wouldn't say stupid things to the cash register
Oh, please.
either.
Oh, please. I say plenty of stupid things all the time and make myself look like a dork. I feel like I'm really good at that. So, but I embrace it. It's okay.
There you go. There you go. I just need to embrace it more. That's what it is.
Yes, yes.
All right, Marianne. What are some particular memories that you have of working with my team and I?
Oh, I was just talking to a friend about this the other day about how I knew, like, before I ever met you, my um, amazing, wonderful friend from college, Jody Snyder, um, I said, I need one of you in Richmond area. So she gave me your name. So immediately I was like, well, she wouldn't give me the name of somebody that isn't as good as she is or better. So I already was going into it with, I know I'm going to like this person, so that was cool. And then when I met you, I still remember, like, just immediately feeling like we made the right choice. Like, this is right. And I was telling a friend about how much fun you and I had staging my old house, and how we went shopping for cute things that I said that now are in my house now that,
it was all part of my plan. All part of my plan.
Right. So, like, the cute little desk that I found in Lazy Daisy, and
Yes.
in my little upstairs miniature library, that's what we call it, even though it's really just a landing upstairs, but
It's your library.
It is
your library.
We put 2 big tall bookshelves on the desk up there, and there you go.
It's a library.
Yeah. So I loved doing that. And I also I had so many moments where I was like, oh, I don't know, this is all gonna, work out. And I was stressed about money and things when we were trying to sell that house. And you always were so great when, because I called you anytime. And well, that was normal, reasonable. Not in the middle of the night.
You were very respectful. There's some people that aren't. You were always very respectful.
Oh, thank you. I tried. But you were always so sweet when I would, start freaking out, and you would calm me down and, reassure me of the things and remind me of the things I needed to be reminded of. Like, it's all going to work out, and these things take time, and, we're just going to keep, doing what we're doing. But like I said, from the beginning, it just felt like everything clicked when we met you, and Ham and I met you, and I never questioned it. I mean, and clearly, I mean, I have, like, recommended you to everyone I've known that needs to sell or buy or any of that. And I'm glad that several have, gotten in touch with you.
And amazing people too. I have to add to that I felt that connection. We hadn't even met.
Mm-hmm.
Either I think it was our emails back and forth or our text like that.
Emails. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We connected.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I felt the same way. I was like,
and definitely when I walked in.
Mm-hmm. It's like we are on the same page.
I knew it.
Yep. And I also like that you were short like me. Sorry, just, you're a little taller than me, but we're both, not extremely, whatever you
We're a bit vertically challenged, but we make up for it in personality and
exactly
chutzpah, right?
Right. So I was like, ooh, she's kind of a shorty like me. We got to stick together.
That's right. And we're just kind of like, right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Our feet and our thoughts can't keep up with
right
with the movement we're doing, sort of thing. So
exactly. Yes.
I love it. Marianne, thank you so much for getting on. And I know you, and that's also why we've always gotten along together too, because you don't give up. You were on your phone, and I was like, do you maybe have something you could get on that's like
Right.
not moving? You're like, oh yeah, no problem. But
Right.
you didn't give up.
And my computer, oh my God. I was like, I have a nice, fairly new computer. Come on. You know.
This is my Tandy desktop from 1982. It's like, no.
Just give it a few hours. No. But I was originally going to do, I was like, I pictured myself sitting down at the computer, but for some reason, when I just had my phone and I was like, okay, email, click the link, da, 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 and then realized, oh yeah, that's probably not the best.
You were following my lead. I always have such amazing filming skills. I always ask my clients when they're like, "Hey, can you take a film?" I'm like, "No problem." I'm like, and I know you're all going to be asking, Erin, why did you go into real estate instead of becoming like the next Steven Spielberg, right? Because you're so good with the camera. Oh, wrong way. So it's all good.
Well, yeah, it worked out. I was, I had felt bad that I couldn't do it the first time you asked me, and then I forgot to, well, I know I should have come back and said like, hey, when can we do this? And I forgot.
It doesn't
I'm a
matter.
mom. I forgot.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Truth be told, for whatever reason, I had it in my head that we were doing things at like this evening. So I'm just in the middle day working
Yeah.
through my things, and thank goodness my assistant messaged me and said, "Hey, your spotlight is at 3," and I'm like, "It's like 2:30."
I did that too. I was like, I'm doing my thing, whatever, around the house. And then I was like, looked at the clock and was like, oh, great. I did have something I was supposed to do.
I knew there was something, just put it in a different spot. Because, Marianne, this is also why we work together so well. Because even though we are, as somebody said, are you an anxious person? I'm like, I'm not an anxious person. They're like, they said, maybe you'd call it anticipatory. And I'm like,
I like that.
okay, I'll take that. I'm like, I'm not
Mhm.
anxious. Anxious is like, like you're
Yeah.
fretful and you're like, oh, everything is bad. Not at all. No,
No.
we are the opposite.
Right.
We are the eternal optimists, and that's
Yes.
why we also think that we have so much more time.
So much time.
When
we never have the time that we think we have.
No. If it's really, really far away, like it's the next day,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I mean, it's tomorrow. Look at all the things we could do behind. Or if it's like, we think later on tonight and it's really, 2 hours from now, you're like, look, I can start all these projects. I can do whatever. And you're like, oh no.
No, I can't.
No. We're good people to have around. Maybe not the people to get you to the airport in time.
Yeah, no.
But we are real good people to have around.
Yes.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, Miss Marianne, thank you again so much for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us again for another spotlight of living in Richmond, Virginia, the Chester edition. And remember, leave everything better.
Hey, we have people contacting us all the time about looking for a realtor and looking to move to Richmond, Virginia. If that sounds like you, we would love to be the real estate team that helps you. All of our contact information is below the description, and we can't wait to hear from you.